You might think you've seen every movie on this topic, but let's return to Lovecraft's worlds and his vast creation filled with gods and ideas that reduce humans to insignificant specks of sand before incomprehensible entities. Cosmic horror. We'll explore the most unknown horror films that tackle this complex theme, daring to present it in different ways and pushing viewers to the edge of sanity. I've left another video with more recommendations above. Let me know in the comments if you want more content like this, and share your recommendations as we journey together into incomprehensible nightmare realities, surrounded by beings of extreme power. Scientists investigating strange phenomena in a forested area find something that defies comprehension, as this mystery conceals forces that the brain isn't prepared to process. It's a typical horror movie where a couple unexpectedly encounters cosmic horror. The protagonists, sent by a company to investigate unstable behavior in local animals, discover a cult. Through recordings, visions, and hallucinations, with a surrealist and confusing touch that makes us feel like them, they discover this dimension. It's difficult to explain as it drifts into the dreamlike, dragging both the protagonists and viewers into a spiral of reverie. It captures the essence of the theme in a complex and ambiguous way. If you want to see this gem for yourself, you can find it on Apple TV+. We return to the forest, but now to follow clues about why a lifeless body appeared in terrible circumstances. The story takes us to a remote, quiet Canadian town where one day the sheriff is called to investigate the discovery of a mutilated corpse on a lakeshore. Obviously, it wasn't caused by any animal, full of body horror, creepy makeup effects, and several unexpected elements, always related to that hidden other side with powerful entities involved. This film, produced by Slash, the Guns N' Roses guitarist, starts directly to keep you engaged until everything is resolved, with enjoyable gore moments supported by a plot full of uncertainty. You can find it on Prime Video. Noomi Rapace stars in this horror and science fiction thriller about which unfortunately not much can be revealed without spoiling it. The story follows a single mother who is suddenly kidnapped and taken to a kind of hidden facility with a futuristic feel, not knowing what's happening or why she was taken. She'll try to figure it out while seeking escape from the labyrinth she's in. A secret organization appears responsible, a corporation with unexpected objectives that neither we nor she anticipates. In fact, we could say that its final stretch brings an ending that might strongly divide opinions, with different possible interpretations. But I think it plays well within today's theme. It's a suffocating psychological thriller that recalls other similar genre gems, but has a different aura and great performances with creepy scenes and eye-catching production design. It doesn't invent too much, but knows how to enhance itself in many ways. You can find this gem on Prime Video. Did you know about it? Two young people, a boy and a girl, are having a conversation on a night bus where they're the only passengers when they seemingly have an accident. The next thing they see upon opening their eyes is their city, but something has changed. There's absolutely no one there. This is an oddity about which not much can be revealed, dealing with possible parallel dimensions, alternative realities, and limit places that humans normally can't reach, where strange things live, because after the protagonists find themselves and discover that no one remains except them, they see how a mysterious fog surrounds the entire town, making it impossible to leave. A dark, nebulous layer that keeps growing and reducing their space. Time is running out and questions abound. What lies behind that fog? Where are they? What happened? An hour and a half to figure it out in this original proposal that has more than what appears from its starting point. You can find it on Prime Video. Let's move to one of the favorite settings for imagining cosmic horror and much of Lovecraft's world, the ocean floor. An already terrifying place that, when you add the possibilities the writer suggests, elevates fear to its maximum potential. One of the most recommended and lesser-known films of recent years featuring terrifying adventures in the vast blue. In it, a fishing boat loses its course at the mercy of something that begins causing havoc below it. Irish origin superstitions and mythology, sea monsters, parasites, and much more in this intense production, with clear reminiscences and some scenes paying homage to The Thing, while maintaining its original and personal touch. Ecological psychological horror with unexpected creatures and a somewhat peculiar ending. Don't miss it on Apple TV+. Peter Weir, who would later direct iconic films like The Truman Show, Dead Poets Society, and Master and Commander, would make one of the most unique films of his decade, daring to tell a story that was far from common back then. A masterpiece that has even improved with time, I think very unknown to many people today. The story follows a lawyer who reluctantly agrees to defend a group of Aborigines accused of killing another member of their clan. When he begins having nightmares and premonitory dreams related to something of magical and ancestral origin, while in reality almost apocalyptic climatic events keep occurring, everything seems to have a strange connection. A prophecy approaches and there's no time to stop or understand it, having access to a parallel universe that connects two worlds of different layers. A forgotten gem of fantastic cinema capable of subtly and brilliantly mixing many genres with brutal scenes and an unforgettable soundtrack. You can find it on Prime Video. Within cosmic horror, this might be one of the most recommendable films of recent years, unfairly undervalued in my opinion, with much more inside than it appears, and in which we're shown, or at least it's suggested, one of the most powerful beings created by Lovecraft, Nyarlathotep. It's a work of genius directed by David Pryor where an ex-cop follows the trail of a missing young woman. A cult much bigger than it seems, rituals to summon beings from another world, and an unforgettable initial scene of almost an hour that prepares everything that comes after. A threat so strong of such doubtful nature that it can't be controlled, seen, or understood, and which here achieves the goal of playing with some of Lovecraft's most powerful ideas. Don't miss this gem that you can find on Disney+. In a nearly abandoned hospital, a police officer and the skeleton medical staff find themselves surrounded by mysterious, hooded cultists. What begins as a siege situation quickly evolves into pure cosmic horror when the building becomes a portal to incomprehensible dimensions. Standing out for its impressive practical effects and claustrophobic atmosphere, the film plunges us into a spiral of body horror and Lovecraftian madness. The cultists, grotesque transformations, and dimensional portals combine to create a visceral experience that defies human comprehension. A modern cosmic horror gem that pays homage to classics like John Carpenter while maintaining its own disturbing identity. You can find it on Shudder and AMC+. Cosmic horror remains one of the most challenging subgenres to bring to the screen. These productions confront our insignificance against forces that escape all comprehension, exposing our most primitive fears, the unknown and the uncertainty of our place in the universe. Lovecraft's ideas, almost a century later, resonate today with renewed intensity in an era where scientific discoveries constantly expand the limits of the inexplicable. These 7 films, each with its own vision, capture the essence of existential horror that defines the genre, suggesting there are dimensions of reality that we might prefer not to understand. What cosmic horror film would you recommend? Want more content like this? Leave your comments below. A like helps a lot, and subscribe if you haven't already. Infinite thanks and see you next time. Greetings to all seekers of knowledge.